Hi, happy Taco Tuesday. One thing before we start the show, Ross and Rachel were on a break.
Yo, monkeys, it's me. It's DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page, the king of bada bing, the master of the diamond cutter, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, and founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. And baby, it is time. It is time for the Towers of Powers, the men of the hour. I'm talking about my main men, the men with the plan. I'm talking about Whisky Pro and the Brews, baby. And we're bringing you the best in beerskis and whiskeys from the greatest city in the world, Dallas, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, can you dig that, baby? These guys are going to make you boys feel the bang. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Welcome in, everybody. How you doing?
Yo, yo, yo.
Brews. That must be one of your peoples.
Yo, what up, Hive? Yeah, one of my peoples.
One of your peoples. Welcome in. Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday. Cheers to everybody. If you're new to the show, welcome. I am Whisky Pro. Along with me, the Brews Meister, as always, the man, the myth, the legend himself, our producer and heart and soul of the show.
I can feel the smoke. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just
absolutely.
billowing up that ass. I can feel it.
Normally, we come in here, we talk about our weekend, we talk about craft beer, we talk about wrestling. That's what we're known for. That's what this podcast is surrounded by. But tonight, I wanted to kind of just take a load off. You know, it was a crazy weekend. NFL playoffs are all over us. Dallas got stomped, and I loved every second of it. Screw you, Dallas.
Oh, that reminds me, man. Someone tried to talk shit. They're like diehard Cowboys fans, and you know, of course, we're in the DFW area. We're gonna get swamped with it, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "Oh man, that sucks. I told you Pittsburgh was gonna get eliminated." Da 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 da. And I couldn't help it. I let it slide a little bit, and he just kept on and on and on. And I said, "All right, well, first thing, you guys almost got shut out. And second, you guys gave up more points with your starter than we did with our third string."
Oh.
That shut them up.
It was not pretty for the Cowboys. Now, to be clear, I am a Dallas native Texan. Okay, Dallas native. I'm a Texan by by just luck of the draw, and I grew up a Cowboys fan up until a few years ago. I got tired of the fan base, honestly. And Brews, you know this. Anybody that knows me well knows this. I pull for the Cowboys 3 times a year. When they play on Thanksgiving, when they play the Eagles, and if they play the 49ers. That is literally the only 3 times you will ever hear or see me pull for the Cowboys. That is it. I don't care about anybody else. I hate the 49ers. I hate the Eagles. And it's Thanksgiving, so I'm a Dallas guy. Why not? That is literally the only.
But there are better games to watch on Thanksgiving than the Cowboys, bro.
Well,
the Lions.
Okay. Yeah, the Lions. They're before the Cowboys every year.
Yep.
Actually, the Lions.
They're the ones that started it off, didn't they?
I think so. The Lions are my underdog pick to win the Super Bowl. I like the guy, but I'm still not sold on Jared Goff.
I would have said Dolphins until I saw this past weekend.
Yeah.
And now for AFC, I really don't know.
The Dolphins are the Cowboys of the AFC.
I would between Baltimore, Houston, and Chiefs and Buffalo, I'm kind of leaning toward Houston a little bit, man.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm one of those people, man. Again, Dallas native. I hate everything about Houston, but you know what? Hats off, man. They turned that place around in a year. They really did. And
how he took on Cleveland defenders, who I believe ESPN have ranked higher than than Baltimore. So that should be a kind of that should be a really, really good game.
But I put it in the description as well. We are an 18+ show every single Tuesday. Every time we come on the air, we are 18+.
Fuck.
So exactly. So put the kids to bed, put grandma in another room, and say an extra prayer in church. I don't care what you do. But
yo, grandma likes to party, man. Let's not like
that's fine. That's fine.
exclude
Let grandma party.
grandma.
So but like I said, normally we come in here, we talk craft beer, we talk wrestling. Yes, I get a lot of my stuff from the Busted Open podcast because you have Hall of Famers like Bubba Ray Dudley, you have Hall of Famers like Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, and Dave LaGreca, who's not a wrestler, but he has been in the radio business for a long time, the podcast business for a long time, and he's a huge lifetime fan of wrestling. So I take things that I hear from 3 Hall of Famers and a guy that has the #1 podcast, wrestling podcast in the world for like 2 years in a row. So when you say, oh, you're stealing content, no, I'm taking what professionals say that have been in the business and podcasters that have been around for a minute, and me as a wrestling fan, I'm taking all that into consideration, and this is what I'm giving to you. So yeah, I'm going to say some stuff that Bully Ray already said, or I'm going to say some stuff that Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, or Dave LaGreca already said. But tell me I'm wrong, because you're telling Hall of Famers and Dave LaGreca they're wrong. Brews gives you his honest opinion from a fan's perspective. This is what we do. This is who we are. I said all that because I'm tired of saying it. I really am. We say it every show.
Well, then stop saying it.
This is the last time I'm going to say it.
Have a beer, take a swig, have a smile.
And again, once again, the unofficial beer of our podcast. Long time coming from yours only, Denton County Brewing and No Label Brewing Company. Absolutely love this beer, man.
I still need to send a message to them.
Oh, gosh. I wish you would. So, fun fact, we actually got the okay from Stormy Cooper. So, shout out to Stormy Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
The Roger Creager band. Got back to me within like a day.
I know nothing about country, but yay.
If you don't know anything about me, I'm a huge Roger Creager fan. I follow the band like crazy. Always have for the last, 20 years of my life. I sent him a message saying, hey, man, we run a podcast. It's about craft beer, wrestling. We just want to use the last 20 seconds of a song called Love. It's not a love song. Look it up. I promise it's not a love song. But that's the name of the song. It's called Love. I want to use the last 20 seconds of the song, just the instrumental part. Instrumental? I can't even talk.
Yeah. No, instrumental.
Instrumental. Thank you. Part of the song. And he got back with me and he was like, yeah, we've got no problem with it. And if there is a problem, you'll hear from us. Okay. Cheers. Thanks. I'm just wound up, man. I don't know. You know why I am? I'm wound up because I haven't taken my blood pressure medicine. That's what it is.
Oh.
But no, man, I don't know. I'm happy to be here. We're going to talk wrestling. We're going to get there eventually. Are you drinking anything right now? I know you were drinking earlier.
Not right now. I was earlier, taking a little break. Okay. I've got a couple right there in the mini fridge. In fact, you know what? Yeah. Humor chat real quick. Let me go grab one.
So humor chat real quick. So if you are a wrestling fan, we normally talk WWE. That's what I like. That's what Bruce likes. We've kind of talked about the Royal Rumble because it's coming up in 2 weeks, I think. The 26th. No, 27th. Whoop. He's dropping stuff, folks. But I think it's the 27th.
I'm back.
Welcome back. And we've talked about it the last couple of shows, man. I'm tired of talking about the damn Rumble. Let's talk about something else. And that's what I messaged Bruce today. I was like, you know what? If we're doing a show tonight, I want to talk about whatever. If it's wrestling, great. If it's beer, great. If it's football, great. If it's about my naked neighbor that walks around with no curtains around their windows, great. I don't care. Let's just talk about something.
Oh,
what are we drinking?
Well, first and foremost, let me start off apologize. The one thing that I hate about having my setup in the garage is the fact that there's a tiny, they didn't even out the garage floor. So there's a slight decline right behind me. So as soon as I sit in my chair, I start fucking rolling back, bro. Fucking hate it, man. I need to get a little carpet or something. All right, so I am having Blue Paw from Sea Dog.
Okay.
This is a unique one. This is out in Rochester, New York. It is an ale with natural blueberry flavor added. And the one thing that got me on this was the, for lack of a better word, unique stuff that they brewed this with. Does it say on here? Oh no, this is the wrong one. All right, fuck it, I'll drink it anyway. Remind me, I gotta get the other one.
Okay.
There is another one brewed with oyster mushrooms.
No.
Yeah.
Two things that I hate: oysters and mushrooms. No. Mm-mm. Uh-oh.
Very blueberry.
Really?
It's good. It's smooth, very light.
Okay.
Just a hint of blueberry. You know what? It reminds me of you know, you get the water infusers, those water bottles, and then you put actual blueberries in there, and just after a while it just infuses. It reminds me of that. It's very light. It's actually pretty good, man. I can knock out a 6 of this.
Okay, nice. Well, real quick, because I didn't get to touch on mine, I'm not gonna.
My bad.
If you're new to the show, you're fine. Don't. My bad. Nothing. If you're new to the show, again, welcome in. Long time coming. Denton County Brewing and No Label Brewing Company. My all-time favorite beer. I'm still new to the craft beer scene. I'm still getting into it. A lot of people want to give me crap because I like Weisses, however you want to pronounce it. Bitch beers, if you will. I'm starting to get around to sours. There's a few IPAs I like, not a whole lot. Dark beers, not my thing. That's where Brews Meister here comes in. He's our dark beer drinker. But this beer, man, it's smooth, it's fruity, it's got a hint of sour to it, and it's honestly it's the best beer I have ever had and probably ever will have. I can't find one that's better. This beer came out a few months ago, and I'm hooked on them. Every time that I go to Denton County, I'll call them randomly, like, "Hey, do y'all have any long time comings?" So, I'm
unfortunately,
really
not.
sad.
It's gonna be going away pretty soon, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm super sad. I'm gonna be extremely sad when I have I will drink my last long time coming live on air. I will do that.
All right.
But man, like I said, it's my mind is a whirlwind right now because there's a lot I want to talk about as far as WWE. There's a lot I want to talk about craft beer. There's a lot I want to talk about football. However, I do want to pay my respects. I'm a longtime Aggie fan. There's not a whole lot of schools out there that I despise. Austin, Texas being number one. I cannot stand the University of Texas. I swear to God, you motherfucker. Anyways, that's out of my system. Cheers to the GOAT himself, the legend. Nick Saban calls it quits after 16 years.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look. Okay. I have been lucky, blessed, whatever terminology you want to throw out there. I say blessed just because that's what I say. I got to meet Nick Saban once. Wasn't for very long. It was like an hour and a half. Okay. I got to talk football with a guy. And in that hour and a half that I sat down and I talked with him, it opened my eyes to football just in a whole new world. The way I never thought I would ever see it. And it was just, and I was a kid. I was 16, 17, 15, somewhere in that ballpark.
Kid.
Man, I was just, I was astounded at just the knowledge that he was sitting on. And I was just like, I need to pick your brain for like a week now. I have to. I got to go to some football camps with R.C. Slocum, who was one of the head coaches of the Texas A&M in the 90s, kind of put them on the map in the 90s. But I tell you what, there is no greater mind, except for maybe Bill Belichick in NFL, than Nick Saban himself. And as much as a football fan as I am, it pains me to actually see Saban go. But I'm an A&M fan, and we don't have to play Nick Saban anymore. So cheers to that too.
You know, that leads me into something. Who would you say that's your like your all-time celebrity like meet and greet? or not meet and greet, but you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I got you. Well, I did last year for my birthday. I got to meet Roger Creager, so we all know how important that was to me. I cried like a little bitch. We won't go there. As far as football goes, and as far as if you're going to put somebody on a pedestal, Nick Saban would probably, if he's not number one, he's a close number two.
Okay.
Because like I said, again, whatever terminology you want to use, lucky, blessed, whatever. I say blessed. I was blessed. I got to meet Hulk Hogan while he was getting his haircut. This is not a knife, by the way. This is a male.
He actually gets haircuts.
He was getting a haircut in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh my God.
I walked into this little haircut, this little hole in the wall place in White Settlement, Texas, and I heard a laugh, and I was like, and again, I was 15, 16, 17. I know that laugh. I walked around the corner. I was like, it's freaking Hulk Hogan. He's here. What is he doing here? He was getting his hair trimmed. And he was, let me tell you something, brother. And it was like some 60-year-old woman cutting his hair.
Oh my gosh.
It was so great. I got to meet Shawn Michaels at DFW Airport. Thomas Jane, who played the Punisher in the 2004 version with John Travolta as the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a few different people I got to meet. But yeah, Nick Saban definitely not number one, definitely number two.
Okay.
What about you?
Oh shit. Nobody in football world.
Okay.
Unfortunately. I've only been able to meet two heroes. Or not necessarily meet. I met one hero of mine. The other one was kind of like a dick. So growing up, you already know how big into boxing and everything I am.
Fun fact, Carter wants to get into boxing.
Oh, boxing's so cool. I had an opportunity so I bought floor tickets, American Airlines. This is like 03, 04. Evander Holyfield was making a comeback. It was against a guy named Trevor Bates or Tyler Bates, I think it is. They fought at American Airlines. I got floor tickets.
Dude.
I shit you not. From, okay, so you know how big the garage is, right?
Yeah.
Maybe from where I'm sitting to the front door, maybe a little bit closer. That's how close I was to the ESPN booth.
Damn.
They're all talking, everything. I'm maybe the distance of here to the road in front of the house from the ring. I am like right there. Gotcha. I got pictures of his daughters. They're all taking photos with everybody right there on the floor.
Wow.
And a huge part of me, I was like, damn, I want to say hi. I want to, whatever. And it was after the fight. He won. He's actually sitting on that platform. He's giving the interviews. And like right when he's done, it was like, okay, he's coming this kind of way. I'm gonna say hi, hey, whatever. Someone else had kind of beat me to it a little bit. And like, dude, I'm your biggest fan, whatever. And just the look that he gave this other dude, I'm like, I can't meet him. It was almost like a look of disgust. You know what I mean? It was like, I got other things to do. Get away. And so ever since then, like my stock in Holyfield like plummeted. But on a better note, I got to meet and talk with Freddie Roach.
Okay. I know the name. I don't know who that is, but I know the name.
He is the Bill Belichick of boxing trainers.
Okay. Gotcha.
Trained Manny Pacquiao. He's trained so many fucking champions.
So, fun fact: me and Carter kind of got into it a few days ago, a week ago, however long it's been now. I don't know. My timeline's all screwed up. he was talking about wanting to get into boxing, and we were talking about greatest of all time. Of course, Carter's first answer is Floyd Mayweather because he's undefeated. Like, yeah, it's really easy to do when you're chasing your opponent or having to have your opponent chase you around the entire ring. Mine, I think it's 1A, 1B. I think it's Mike Tyson. I think it's Muhammad Ali. My favorite boxer of all time has got to be, and I know it was before my time, but I've seen videos of him 100 times over. God, what was his name? He fought. It's slipping me now. It's slipping me. Why is it slipping me? He fought Muhammad Ali. Joe Frazier. Jesus.
Okay.
Joe Frazier. Just because I feel like Joe Frazier just had some bad luck when he fought Muhammad Ali, man. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about the greatest of all time, I mean, it's difficult with every sport,
Right.
you know, especially boxing, because
You have different eras.
different eras. You know, back then you had like 15 rounds. I think even upwards to like 17 or something like that. But I know for a fact 15. You know, and then, you know, fighter health and safety, all these rules and regulations came in. They shortened the ring, shortened the
Ew. Sorry.
What the hell are you doing?
It splashed on me.
Oh my God. I would say I definitely liked Muhammad Ali.
Ooh, was not ready for that.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking that Sucker Punch, the autumn spice from Three Nations.
Oh my God.
And
Dude.
I've been sitting here just chugging on my long time coming. It's taking big old swigs, and I took a big old swig of that autumn spice, and it just all that flavor. Just, wow.
Oh, did I have the autumn spice? I don't think I had it.
If not, I can get you one.
It's been a while since we went to the brewery.
It's basic bitch beer. I'm telling you right now, like it's think pumpkin spice, but with beer, man.
I've had their Sucker Punch variations before.
Oh yeah,
like there was one with Goldberry that I took to Tennessee last summer. But yeah, man, fucking the Sucker Punches are good. There's no such thing as bitch beer. It's just if you drink it, you drink it, whatever, you know.
You know what? And I'm glad you said that because I know again we're off the rails tonight. I don't care where we end up. I really don't. I'm drinking beer and just having fun.
Yeah.
What is up, Dylan Busby, host of Dress Casual and Mostly Football, and formerly with one of the co-hosts of Just Be a Dad podcast. R.I.P. How's it going, Dylan? How you doing, man?
Don't need to say RIP. Bring it back. You guys bring it back.
Well, I would, but it was Tuesday nights at 8:30. So,
all right. Well, then, fuck. We'll just move to Saturdays.
Right. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, bitch beer. So,
yeah, no such thing as bitch beer.
I think it was right around when COVID was really, I mean, in the mix of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And White Claw started really becoming a thing. I was like, you know what? Let me try one of these so-called White Claws. And I heard all these, you know, wannabe tough guys. Oh, White Claw's a bitch beer. White Claw's this. White Claw's that. And you know what? It's a lightweight beer, but it's one of those that you can seriously sit back and have like 20 of.
Is it a beer or is it a seltzer?
So it's seltzer.
Seltzer? Okay.
It's a seltzer. It's in the beer aisle. It's a beer to me.
Okay.
You know, if you go to Kroger, it's going to be in the beer section.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know if it was like a actual beer or if it was more along the lines of like a cider seltzer kind of thing.
It's a seltzer. And see, that
just because it has alcohol doesn't necessarily mean it's a beer. I mean, it could be in the beer aisle, but a cider is not really a beer, I think.
Beer shaming is fun, though. You shut your whore mouth. It is fun. He comes for the abuse. It's okay, folks. No, it's, you know, I didn't realize that cider wasn't a beer. I honestly didn't know that. Yeah. Somebody had to correct me on that.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, what? I was like, I thought it's in the beer section. It's
just because of the way it's made. Yeah.
Okay.
See, so I want to say it's the same thing with seltzers too, but I'm not 100%.
I can't tell you this. The Sonic seltzers are nasty. Shit. I'll never drink one again.
Sonic seltzers?
Mm-hmm.
Like Sonic, the fast food place?
Yeah, they're nasty as shit.
I didn't realize they had them.
Yeah, they did for a short time, and I think they went away because they suck.
Oh yeah, Angry Orchard? Hell yeah.
Your Orchard, there you go. Gluten free, he says. Sam likes Angry Orchard actually.
I used to like really go to town on Angry Orchard until I saw what the sugar content was, and I started doing Reds instead. Reds, or there was a gold one. Fuck. Hold up. Talk to your boy. Let me
Rub my balls and call me Lamp. If it's not a horny gnome, what is up, dude? How you doing? Good to see you. Catch the horny gnome in the booze cruise. All the way up in Nebraska. What's the weather like? Y'all still getting like, I don't know, what is it now? 18 feet of snow? Dude, so we're in Dallas, Texas, and man, I know I'm a big guy. I'm not even trying to hide it, even though I wear all black. I'm not made for the cold. Stop it. Just quit. Get it out of here. And no, I don't want 100-degree heat. I'm not saying that, but give me 65. Give me 70. Something. Get out. I can't ride my motorcycle. I can't go fishing. I can't stand outside and pee with my dogs. I can't do none of that stuff.
You have your own little pee spot with your dogs?
I do.
Or do they kind of like segregate you to another corner?
No, I go to one side of the yard, they go to the other, and then we pee together.
You. And then you meet in the middle.
That's
right?
exactly right.
Okay. Just as long as I understand. My bad.
Great sitting in a locomotive. A locomotive? A train? Why?
Dude, I can do the snow and cold.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm built. Dude, I wear hoodies even in the fucking summer. I can maybe do it.
Look, if it's too cold for me to ride a motorcycle, get on a boat, or go fishing, I don't want it. I don't need it in my life. Or go to the beach, because I love the beach. If you know anything about me, know I love going to the beach. If I can't do those four things, no, it's too damn cold. Take it back. I don't need 100-degree heat. I don't need 95-degree heat, but I like it somewhere in the middle. They stopped saying global warming and switched it to climate change. People be like warm.
Yo, did you see what was going on at the Buffalo Bills game?
Dude,
the fucking beers were freezing in the cans, and like all
opening up.
You saw that?
Frozen, yeah. For my job, bro, we load sand from the mine and train cars. Impressive. That's kind of cool. I kind of
couldn't do that. I'm weak.
I kind of want that job. Well, do y'all load it with like actual equipment, or do y'all load it like shovels? Because I can't do shovels. I'm too fat. I'm too old. That was the KC game. Yeah.
Wow. So it's both of them. Okay. Well, I knew they said the KC was the coldest, or the fourth coldest in the NFL history, but
the beers and water were freezing in the coolers.
Well, yeah, because the fridge was warmer than outside. So as soon as someone took the water out, they would smash it on the concrete and it would instantly freeze, bro.
That is insane. See, that is too cold. Okay,
that's a little too cold. Give me like 20 degrees above that, and I'll be happy.
No,
your beer will always be cold.
I will always be cold, and that's a problem. Oh man. So do you have any picks for the Super Bowl?
Well, I did kind of think the Dolphins would make it, but that kind of went south.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of pegging hopefully either Texans or Ravens. Against I'm really hoping the Lions make it, dude.
I'm pulling for the Lions, and I should not say that because every time I say, "Oh, I'm pulling for this team," they end up losing. I can't pull for the Texans. I know they're a Texas team, but I can't pull for the Texans because they're from Houston. Sorry, not sorry. Don't care. You suck. Get away from me. I want to see the Lions get it because I think they deserve it. The coach is a Nagy, so of course a little bit of a soft spot there. And surprisingly enough, I'm going to come out. I'm going to make a public apology now. I said something the last 3 years, and be it on the podcast, be it in a video game chat, talking with the guys. I honestly didn't think Lamar Jackson was going to be in this league another 3 years, and he has shut me up this year hard. Now, can he do that again next year? I hope so. I really do, honestly. It's been fun watching him play this year. What little I have seen. I know you're a Steelers fan, so you hate the Ravens, but
I wouldn't say hate.
Okay.
I appreciate game. I'll
Okay.
always root for the Steelers, but shit, even when Baker Mayfield was drafted by the Browns, I started watching the Browns because I really liked him playing. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's the thing. It's like with me, I'm going to go back a few years just because it's the only thing I can think of at the time. Johnny Football. Now look, Johnny Manziel's a piece of crap. Okay, the person himself. I'm not talking about the person. I'm talking about in the moment, in the game. Johnny Football was fun to watch. And Lamar Jackson, I didn't think he had it in him, and he has shut me up in so many ways. And I'm like, okay, this kid's got something. Now, if he gets hurt, we'll see, right? And I don't wish that upon anybody. I'm not. I don't want to say anything negative or bad. I honestly figured in today's game he was going to get hurt, and something bad was going to happen to him, and he wasn't going to be able to run, do the things he does. He has. So kudos to him. I'm hoping for a long career for him and nothing but success. I'm shocked. I'm surprised because normally you don't see that kind of football from a guy like him. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I agree with video games. The Lions definitely deserve it, dude. I really would not be opposed to seeing Houston and the Lions.
I just stop saying Houston.
For the simple fact that neither one of them have ever won a fucking Super Bowl. The Lions, I don't think have even ever got there.
No, and stop saying Houston.
And Buffalo, huh?
Stop saying Houston.
Okay, fine. Houston.
Stop it.
Or maybe, okay, how about this? What about Buffalo?
I'd be okay with Buffalo. I think Josh Allen deserves it.
4 consecutive times to the Super Bowl, and they lose all of them. Come on now.
Welcome in video games, 1980s. I'm curious to know how you found us. I'm glad you did. Just welcome in, and I want to know how you found us. Baker has grown so much as a player. Absolutely. We have a celebrity in the house. It's the one, the only, the Grumpy Grizzly 92. What is up, my long-bearded friend? How are you? Love a good comeback story. I'm not touching that one. Nope, not doing it. Wrestling topic. Top 3 hottest divas of all time. Okay. I'll go first. That's a tough one. It's a real tough one. I got to go Trish Stratus because it's Trish Stratus. I got to go Lita because it's Lita. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say it because if nobody else will, I will. She's not 80. She's not a lady. Mae Young. Go. Your turn, Bruce.
I would probably say Sunny. Had a thing for Sunny back in the day. Okay, obviously not her DUI shit going on right now. I know. She's going to be somebody's bitch. I liked Sunny. I liked Lita.
Does that feel fake to you?
I don't know. The third one, hottest divas. Fuck it, Carmella.
Okay. Stacy Keibler.
Okay.
Lita and Flair.
Charlotte, maybe.
Yeah.
I like Bayley and Alexa Bliss a lot more than Charlotte Flair.
I'm really honestly,
And Liz Morgan.
Yes, absolutely. I'm honestly a little
Rick.
Ric Flair. He says,
I sit corrected.
I didn't know Ric Flair was a diva. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But I have a bone to pick with WWE about Bayley. She was, she was a baby face. She came out, she gave the crowd hugs. Then they turned her heel. And she's a really good heel, and it pisses me off. But now they have her in limbo. 1 week she's with Damage Control, and Damage Control is kind of singling her out. The next week she's in Damage Control trying to help out, and she keeps failing miserably. And it's back and forth with her. And I'm like, what are y'all doing with her? Are y'all setting up a story? Because this story is taking way too long. Like, legitimately taking way too long. And I feel like they're giving you just enough to keep you on the hook. And I know that's wrestling's. Look, I'm talking as a fan right now, and I know that's their way of keeping you on the hook. But it's like, shit or get off the pot with something here. Either she's in Damage Control, she's out of Damage Control. Is this a storyline they're setting up for WrestleMania, for Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble? What are we doing here? So.
I don't know. It kind of feels like what they were doing with Sami Zayn and Bloodline for a while.
Yeah. Riding limit, jet flying. Yeah. Okay. I got you. Grumpy, shut it. Thank you for coming, but shut it. Stop
Dude, every single time Bayley was going to the ring and she was giving hugs, Jen would turn to me and be like, oh, there's your girl. Do you want a hug? And I'd just be like, give me a hug. Hug. I want Bayley hug. And dude, she's like, what, 10, 15 years younger than me? That's kind of wrong.
Oh, well, you're rocking the cradle. It's fine.
Yeah, well.
It is what it is. But, so, and I just realized I'm what am I in now? 3 beers deep, 4 beers deep.
Oh.
So,
what are you doing right now? You still on that autumn spice, or you switched up?
No, I'm still in the autumn spice. I'm powering through it, man. And it's a good beer. It's just so much flavor. It punches you. It really does. Like, the can art alone has got a autumn leaf with boxing gloves, and it punches you right in the mouth. So.
Oh my God, I forgot about Godfather.
Okay, so.
Oh shit.
Did you know at one point Lita was a hoe for the Godfather?
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Was she really?
Yeah, she was.
Was this before or after?
Before she got her big break.
Edge and Christian.
Before then.
Oh,
Train. Yep.
Okay.
So, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Real quick, do you have any big predictions? Any what's the word I'm looking for? Pipe bombs, mic drops that you want to drop for the Royal Rumble coming up in 2 weeks?
I think MJF is going to make an appearance.
Okay. That's bold predictions. There we go. That's what I was
big bold prediction. I think MJF is going to shock everybody. And he is going to jump ship from AEW and go right to WWE. And I think Goldberg might make a return.
Goldberg, really?
Goldberg, and Reigns drops his title.
Wow, those are some bold predictions you got. Edge is in a new Percy Jackson series called Aries. I heard about.
Oh yeah, dude.
I heard about. I hadn't seen
Percy
it yet.
Jackson and Olympians looks really good.
I hadn't seen it yet. Speaking of new TV shows, while I have some of my best buds here, it's on the Sci-Fi Network. You can also catch it on Peacock. And the only reason I'm bringing it up really because if you have Peacock, you watch wrestling. You also watch Resident Alien Season 3. The final season drops February 14th. Yes, Valentine's Day. So if you want to Peacock and chill with your lady, there you go. Season 1 and 2 are already out on Peacock. It's called Resident Alien. The guy's name at the moment, it escapes me, but I promise you, you've seen him in movies like A Knight's Tale, He's been in a ton of movies.
He was in 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later. He's been
Yeah.
in a ton of movies. And I absolutely love the show. And y'all know me, if I love something, I'm gonna push it and push it and push it and push it. Just like Long Time Coming, just like Sucker Punch, the Autumn Sucker Punch, Autumn Spice. If I really like something, I'm all in on it, and I am all in on the show. It's funny. It's got some twists and turns that if you don't watch the whole series, you're gonna miss. You have to pay attention to every episode. But the final season drops February 14th. Go check it out. It's amazing. I love it.
I got a show for you. Have you seen anything about it's canceled now? It only had 4 seasons. But if you have access to TBS, like Sling or whatever, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
Miracle Workers has Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter, has Steve Buscemi, has a lot of fucking like people when you see, you know who the fuck they are.
Okay.
It's like an anthology series. Like the first season was Steve Buscemi as God, Daniel Radcliffe and like the main lady chick. They're basically trying to prevent Earth from blowing up by getting 2 random people to get in a relationship. Second season, they're in the Dark Ages and things. It's just like it's a comedic anthology series, man.
Huh. Okay.
It says new show. Oh, is that pretty good? I completely forgot about Ted having a TV series.
I haven't seen the Ted series yet. Have not seen it. I want to. I just haven't seen it yet. I am a little upset though because I feel like you can't have Ted without having Mark Wahlberg. Just my thoughts, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, the timing, the comedic timing, I would think. Monarch. Yo, is that the Godzilla one?
Sorry, Horny. I had to put a dip in, so I'm trying to get all your comments in now. Now I have the beer hiccups, so. I see. Shane knows. I'm telling you, dude. Resident Alien is hilarious. The first couple episodes kind of, it's like, all right, get to the point. But once you get going, it's pretty good. I don't know anything about Monarch.
Younger version of his. If that's what I'm thinking of, Monarch is it's the Godzilla TV show on Apple TV. Monarch is the group that was going around trying to find all the Titans, I believe.
Ooh.
I want to say it's like a little side spinoff that takes place between Godzilla versus Kong and the new movie that's coming out, I think like next year. This year or next year.
So I want to touch back on, because we did bold predictions for the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You had some pretty big ones. You really did.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the prequel and the current timeline to Godzilla and Kong, etc.
Oh, okay.
I want to do something that is got some shock value to it, but also I think really could come to fruition here. I'm going to be a little selfish here. I think Big E makes a return to the Royal Rumble. Given what happened last night on Monday Night Raw with Kofi Kingston being hurt and being out because of what happened with Imperium, you see, why is his name coming? John
Xavier
Woods, thank you. Coming to Kofi's aid, or not aid, rescue, kind of getting his revenge, and you saw a different side of Xavier Woods. I feel like now's the right time to bring back Big E if he's able to. Remember, he broke his neck, so he may not be able to. But I'm going to say that Big E returns at the Royal Rumble. If nothing else, makes a cameo.
Okay.
I don't know if he would actually compete, but even if he got to host the Royal Rumble, I think that would be cool. The fans want to see him back. I want to see him back. I'm sure the guys in the locker room want to see him back. He had kind of a weird fall that he landed right on his neck, broke his neck. It's been over a year now. So I think Big E makes a return, not necessarily to compete, but you will at least see Big E there. Now the big one. You have Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight. Roman Reigns wins this. Somebody's going to interfere. It's been the story going and going and going and going. There's going to be interference. Roman Reigns is going to get the title, yada, yada, yada. And then we're going to go to Elimination Chamber. I don't think you have Roman Reigns lose it here at the Royal Rumble as much as I'd like to see it. Now, I have 2 questions for you. Those are my big, bold predictions. Last bold prediction. I think Brock Lesnar makes a return at the Royal Rumble.
Okay. Now, real quick, before you get on to the other one, we've only been talking about the guys' version of Royal Rumble.
I'm glad you said that.
Tell me something about the women.
Trish Stratus makes a return because you remember Trish Stratus lost. I forget who she lost to now. Why am I drawing a blank? But the last time we saw her, she was picking herself up off the ground.
Becky, wasn't it?
I think it was Becky.
That's Steel Cage?
Yep. I think you see Trish Stratus return.
I would not be a bit surprised if Michelle McCool made a return.
Oh,
just as a cameo.
Okay. All right.
You know, yeah. I saw that picture you posted of her kind of choking out Undertaker.
You know what? And I'm going to say something. Here's where I have a problem with wrestling fans. The Undertaker gave us 30 years of his life, not just his career, of his life. He kept that character wrapped up in a tight little nice bubble, never to come out until it was time for him to come out. And now that Mark Calloway, the person, is retired and no longer, quote unquote, the Undertaker, which he will always be, mind you, people are giving him hell, man. Oh, why didn't you just stay in kayfabe? And I can't believe you would do all these documentaries and podcasts and blah, blah. Shut up. The man gave you 30 years of his life. Why are you giving him hell now? He is posting pictures of him and his wife doing their thing, enjoying life, enjoying vacations, and getting to enjoy the fruits of his labor. It's literally what he's doing now. And people are all, look, I know Twitter is not a real place. Facebook's not a real place. Instagram is not a real place. But stop. For the love of God.
TikTok is a real place.
But, I honestly, I love seeing him post, even if it's once in a while, just to it's kind of like that old friend or that old, that old acquaintance you have, they post, you're like, oh, that's cool to see them doing this and this and this. And it's cool to me to see him actually enjoying his family, enjoying life, and still kind of laughing at himself. Right.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you said Michelle McCool because I think Trish Stratus is becoming more active on Instagram, and she's super fit. Well, she's always been I think at one point she was a fitness model. So that's that's nothing out of the ordinary, right? But the last time we saw her, she lost to Becky Lynch, and they just kind of left the story open. And it was in her hometown, so maybe that was her swan song, so to speak. But it's the Royal Rumble. We haven't seen her in a while. I just feel like something's there. What? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you. I'm not a wrestler. I try to get inside the wrestlers' minds a little bit, just to give a different aspect and a different outlook on things. But I feel like there's something still there. Now, does that mean I think she'll come back and compete full time? No. But I think that her coming in, it's kind of like I've talked about on the show before. back in the day, it was a Doink the Clown or Kevin Nash or Tatanka. If you remember Tatanka, Yokozuna coming in, Cesaro. It's one of those things where I feel like she has something left to give, and not necessarily for the fans, but for herself. Maybe she's not done wrestling yet. I don't know, but I feel like she might make an appearance. Nia Jax is going to be there. Becky Lynch is going to be there. And I'm glad you brought up the women's division, because I was actually thinking about something. I was watching a little bit of Monday Night Raw actually before the show while I was cooking dinner tonight. And, I've compared this roster that we have now and how stacked it is compared to the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era, you had The Rock, you had Stone Cold, you had The Undertaker, right? This era, you've got Randy Orton. John Cena is still around, whether we like it or not. He's still around. He doesn't make very many appearances, but he's still on the roster. The Rock, you've got RKO, you've got LA Knight, you've got Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins. They are stacked right now. The women's division is rolling.
Yep.
Becky Lynch, when she gets healthy again, you have Charlotte Flair. And look, all you people that want to come at me for Charlotte Flair because, it's her dad that got her. Charlotte Flair's worked her ass off. And I will defend her until the end of my days. She has earned her spot. Yes, I know who her dad is. I'm very much well aware as the entire universe. But she's earned her spot. So you have Becky Lynch, you have Charlotte Flair, you have Rhea Ripley, you have Nia Jax is back. They have some really good talent on that women's roster. So don't sleep on the women's division. Granted, I have one issue with the women's division, and it's with the Viking Raiders. We all know how I feel. Look, I love a corny wrestling as much as the next person. We all know Otis is one of my favorites. Chad Gable, I think, is one of the most underrated wrestlers of this generation. I really honestly believe that. The Viking Raiders have a woman wrestler by the name of Valhalla. This was either meant as a sexual joke, or she's just the laughing stock of the locker room, because I don't know anything about this woman. I don't think I've ever actually seen her in any real action, except for maybe a Royal Rumble, and she gets tossed out within the first 5 minutes.
She used to wrestle under another name. I forgot what it was, but she's married to one of the Viking Raiders.
Okay, that makes that.
She's married to the one that's out of action, I believe, the one that's injured.
Yeah, he's supposed to come back at the Royal Rumble too.
Okay, so she's married to him.
Okay. But if you know anything at all about Greek mythology, if you know anything at all, I'm talking to you, Grumpy. If you know anything at all about the Viking lore, Valhalla is heaven. So her name is literally heaven. And when a Viking died, he was entering Valhalla. She's part of the Viking Raiders. You see where I'm going with this, folks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they really thought that one through.
I'm just saying.
Give me 1 second. Let me go grab another beer.
Grab you another beer, man. Grab you another beer. So, but like I was telling Bruce, I'm excited for the women's division. It's a fun time to watch as a wrestling fan right now. And this is the part of wrestling season that I'm not a big fan of, because Royal Rumble is 2 weeks away. We still have to talk CM Punk. We still have to talk Cody Rhodes. And I just feel like they're kind of just in this limbo mode. They're cutting some really good promos, but I feel like just there's something missing. And I've said this before, man. I don't know what it is. There's something missing about the wrestling in the last couple of weeks. I feel like they're kind of hit and miss. Like, the promos are great. I love the promos, but I feel like they're missing something, and I don't know what it is. Is it intensity? I don't think so. But I mean, we've seen Drew McIntyre come out 2 weeks in a row and just complain and complain and complain. I'm like, you're Drew McIntyre. Shut up. Fight. So I want to ask you, this is kind of a loaded question, so take this with a grain of salt.
All right.
LA Knight fought the Bloodline and lost. to no fault of his own because it was interference.
Right.
Cody Rhodes fought the Bloodline and lost because of interference. No, I'm not talking about the Bloodline right now. Do you think that after the Royal Rumble, do you think after Elimination Chamber, if LA Knight doesn't win some sort of title right now, do you think that maybe LA Knight kind of burns out a little bit? And do you think, let's say by WrestleMania, if Cody Rhodes doesn't finish his story, that he might burn out a little bit?
Cody Rhodes, yes, only because it's been going on for so long. LA Knight, I don't think so.
So,
although there's still plenty of time for LA Knight to do something. If he doesn't get the title here at Royal Rumble in the Fatal 4, I mean, nothing says they can't try and get him and Logan Paul. Because, I mean, as much as I love Kevin Owens, I really don't see him dethroning Logan Paul for the U.S. title.
I don't think he will either.
And that was the title that LA Knight was going after when he was feuding with Austin Theory.
Right. And,
so, full circle.
Here's my thing. I love KO. I do. I didn't when he first came out, but I didn't know his backstory. I didn't know where he was coming from. I do now, and I'm full on KO. I'm on board with him. Logan Paul. Look, not a lot of people like the Logan Paul family. Okay,
dude, I kind of like him now,
but you can't deny what the kid has done inside the ring.
Oh yeah,
he was made for this. He's got the mic skills. We know that. He can talk with the best of them. I would dare put Logan Paul. I don't know if he's on the Miz's level just because the Miz has been doing this longer, but I would dare put Logan Paul probably 1A, 1B with the Miz.
Yeah.
Dude,
No, go ahead.
Sorry. I think the only person, and he's not a wrestler, but I think the only person that could best both of those guys, again, not a wrestler, is Paul Heyman. Just my thoughts.
Yeah, but you're also forgetting MJF.
I don't know enough about AEW. I'm sorry, I just don't. I haven't followed any of MJF's stuff. I don't know the first.
All you have to do is just YouTube him and like watch his stuff. If people are bitching about Undertaker not really continuing this kayfabe, MJF is your guy, man.
Okay.
Literally, he flips off little girls while signing autographs for them and say, you know what? Your dad's an asshole, fucking da-da-da, and throws a fucking picture at her, and she's smiling, and the dad's filming it. The dude is awesome, man.
That is pretty cool.
Oh, my God.
And
he threw a beer on a little kid. Now, granted, he didn't know it was a beer. He did not know it was a beer, chat. But yeah, he grabbed a drink from a mom and then just chucked it at the kid next to her. And so apparently there was like this big deal. They brought the kid backstage. Oh, I'm sorry. And JF's like, fuck him. I'm not gonna fucking apologize.
Well, and that's the great thing about it. So I kind of peel back the curtain a little bit. I've said this a lot in my personal life. If you go to a comic show, a comedian show of any type, I don't care if it's your local open mic night. I don't care if it's George Lopez, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, pick your poison, right? You are basically saying, I'm here at a comedy show to laugh at jokes. I don't care how offensive they are. I don't care I don't care what they're joking about. It's a comedy show.
Mm.
Stand-up comedians it's like an art form almost. It's subjective. What I find funny, the guy next to me may not find funny. He may find it super offensive. I'm there to laugh and have a good time. So I'm going to laugh.
Right.
And look, well, what about comics that make rape jokes? You know what? If that's what they make in their art, then that's what they make. You've signed over your rights when you bought the tickets.
You can make anything funny, man.
Right. And wrestling, it's the same thing. When they're in that character, It's an art form. So if you don't like it, fine, but shut up.
Yeah.
You know, if I go to an AEW show and MJF pours a beer on my kid, there's going to be, you know, Papa Bear may come out a little bit and I may want to beat the guy's ass, but at the same time, I'm going to sit back and go, well, I brought little Johnny or little Susie with me, so this is kind of my fault.
I mean, on one side, you can look at it and be like, okay, well, comedy show, you're dealing with one person.
Right.
You know their act for the most part, whatever. You take, someone to a wrestling show, you're not dealing with just one person. You're dealing with like 20 or 30. So you can't really do the whole, don't go if you don't like, this particular wrestler or that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the same time, I think we've said this before. When you go to a wrestling show, you're just as much of in character as the performers are.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you can and yell and like get right in their face and as long as you don't put your hands on them.
Yeah.
But you can get just as loud and in their face as they do to you because you guys are feeding off of each other.
Yep.
I was watching Logan Paul's podcast when he had Seth Rollins out there. It was after their WrestleMania match. They squashed the beef, and Logan Paul's like, it's starting to affect me a little bit, going out, at first and hearing all these boos, he's like, he was taking it personal. And him and Seth Rollins was like, it's this wave, it's this roller coaster that it's a perfect balance. You know what I mean? Because they're out there and they're yelling, fuck you, you suck. John Cena, for example, whatever. But that's a place that they can actually do it and not really get in trouble because that's their role. That's their participation in the whole event.
Right.
You know how to act with heels. You know how to act with baby faces. You're supposed to exaggerate that feeling. Plain and simple.
I'm glad you brought it up like that because one of my favorite wrestlers, DDP, the guy that does our intro, yes, I did it from Cameo, but what a lot of people don't realize is he was a manager for a long time. And he was actually told when he got into the business that he was too over the top for wrestling. Now, I want you to really understand those words. Too over the top for wrestling. Now, if you know anything about wrestling at all, it is an exaggeration of who you are. Maybe you're an asshole, you exaggerate that. Maybe you're a super nice guy, you exaggerate that. Bayley, when she would give hugs to the crowd. You were an exaggeration of who you are as a person. Maybe one aspect. And I think that gets lost a lot of times when people go to these shows because they're like, oh, well, so-and-so threw a beer on my kid or so-and-so did this or so-and-so. It's a show.
Yeah.
It's no different than Harry Potter. It's no different than Friends. It's no different than Grey's Anatomy. It's no different than Dora the Explorer. I don't care. It is a live show. They are in character. They are doing what they are paid to do.
And you only get this kind of reaction from the heels too.
Right.
Now some of them do a great job at at being a heel. Other people, you're like, okay, they're just going through not necessarily going through the motions, but they're not really like this. Like the Miz. Before he turned babyface, even as a heel, people still kind of like dug him. It was like you knew he was not a genuine asshole.
Right.
Like for me, I've said this multiple times. Roman Reigns is one of the very, very few people that as soon as he starts walking out, I'm like, my blood's already boiling. I don't like the fucking guy. I don't want to fucking see Roman Reigns. I want him to lose his title, move the fuck on. And then, but at the same time, it's like, you take a step back, I'm like, fucker's good.
Yeah.
because he makes you forget in those 5-10 minutes that he's on the mic, or maybe 30 minutes in a match. He makes you forget he's just a normal dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw a podcast with him like a couple months ago. I'm like, this is not Roman Reigns. This is not him. What? Because you expect them to still kind of stay in character. Seth Rollins, he stays in character for most part.
Right.
You know,
right.
Cody Rhodes, everything else. Normally, if they're on this this big platform of like a podcast, interview, what have you,
right?
They're still kind of maintaining that character balance. You know what I mean? But not with him. It was like, as soon if he's not in the ring, dude, he's just Roman. He's whatever. And it was weird seeing that, because I'm like, I'm not used to that. And then I saw him wrestle like a couple of weeks later. I'm like, that's the dude I hate. You know, he's one of the very few people that can do that.
Now, this is kind of a stretch, and there's no really light segue to this, but like I said, this is completely unscripted. We didn't talk about any of this tonight. We're just winging it, and we do most nights, but tonight we're really winging it. So bear with me. I saw something online today, and again, this is from just your average Joe wrestling fan. It's on one of my wrestling pages that I follow on Facebook. CM Punk is back. He made a long-awaited return, 9-10 years away from WWE. And somebody said something that kind of stuck with me in a way, because CM Punk has come back now, and he talks about, hey, I'm back, gets a pop, gets the music, the crowd cheers, CM Punk chants go, I'm home, blah, 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 blah. Everybody in the back has welcomed me with open arms. Here I am. I'm back where I belong. And then he turns around and he says, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And everybody chants, and his music hits, and he exits. We haven't seen CM Punk fight yet. Now, I know he's done some dark matches. If you don't know what a dark match is, it's where basically it's not a live television. It's not live. It's not televised. It's a dark match. They go into, I don't know, Little Hope, Arkansas, and they wrestle in front of like 250 people.
Yeah, his first match was against Kevin Owens, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think his first dark match.
But where I'm going with this is I kind of felt what the guy was saying, because it's like, dude, you've been back for like a month and a half now. You come out here, you cut a promo, and you talk about how you're home, but you're not here to make friends. You're here to make money. And then the crowd cheers for you, and then you exit the arena. Like, fight. We want to see CM Punk fight. And I know that's coming. I know it's going to come at the Royal Rumble. And here's another shocker. I think CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. I really do. But do you think that, and again, be honest, do you think that if CM Punk doesn't fight soon, he kind of loses some of that,
like, momentum?
Yes, thank you. Momentum.
No, because I mean, like you said, we're gonna see it in 2 weeks. We're gonna see it at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
They're kind of teasing us and dragging us along in the Royal Rumble. We'll see what, we're already aware of what he's capable of. If anyone who's been paying attention with AEW, like how talented he is. Anyone who's watched him in WWE before he went to AEW, you know how talented he is. Royal Rumble is going to be the best stage for him to come back. Not saying that he needs to work out kinks, but
get his feet wet.
There's a reason he's doing dark matches and hasn't had a televised match yet.
Right.
At least with the Royal Rumble, get him in with a bunch of other people already in the ring. He can kind of get lost, and that's good. If he already knows people are going to be looking here, there, over, wherever. and not necessarily watching him and one other person the entirety of the time. I think the Royal Rumble is a great way to get his feet wet on a public level.
Okay.
And then after that, you already know is going to be Elimination Chamber. And whether he wrestles between Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber in February, I think, or March. I mean, who knows? They have a NXT Valentine's or Vengeance Day between Rumble and Elimination Chamber in February. And they have one between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. So really, it's Rumble and Elimination Chamber. They're gonna drag shit out with him.
So you and I have kind of talked about it. We're going to talk more offline. I don't know how we're going to work it yet. Either we're going to be doing like we are now. I'm at my house, you're at your house, or we're gonna do it at your house for the Royal Rumble. We're gonna live stream the show. Now we're gonna have the show live. Obviously, we can't show WWE because of copyright issues, but you'll get our reactions live.
Right.
So we're gonna figure that out. I think it's the 27th.
I won't have either boy, so come on over, man.
Okay. Now the 26th, quick shout out to my daughter Haley. She is actually turning 16 on the 26th.
Nice. Shout out Haley.
I don't know if we're doing anything for her birthday on the 27th, but I should be free by the Royal Rumble. So either way works. Like I said, if we want to do like we do every week, here and there, or if you want me to come over there, however, y'all will get our live reactions. But I'm really looking forward to the Rumble. It's one of my favorites of the year because you get those cameos, right? And we've talked about this 100 times. Santino Marella, and I keep throwing his name out just because he's the only one that really comes to mind. But you get those quick pops, you know.
Yeah,
they're guys that will come out. The music will hit. They'll get a pop, and then they'll get eliminated. You know, within the first 15 minutes.
Santino is the best.
We need. I've been thinking about this. June or July, we need to have like a June or July jobbers. So every week we talk about some of our favorite jobbers, mid-carders, guys that, you know, they didn't necessarily get a title shot, but they were just fun to watch. Al Snow's one of mine. We all know that. Santino Marella, I know, was up there.
Well, Al Snow got his shot.
Did he? Okay.
He wasn't really a jobber, I don't think. When you say jobber, I'm thinking of Brooklyn Brawler, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, and everybody has their, you know, Otis, he's a jobber. And I don't really like that word. I know wrestlers hate that word now. But they're just mid-card guys. They're kind of there for comic relief, or they're kind of there to just kind of fill a spot. R-Truth, as much as I love R-Truth, that's kind of what he is at the moment. And at some point soon, you and I need to talk about titles we wish they would bring back. Like for me, it's the hardcore title. I miss the hardcore title.
I miss 24/7.
24/7, yes, yeah. Yes. So, and speaking, I talk about it all the time. Busted Open. They recently had, I think it was 2 days ago. It was Sunday. Yeah, Sunday they had R-Truth actually on with Mark Henry, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Dave LaGreca. I don't know why I can't remember his name. R-Truth was on, and he dropped the line. He was like, "Oh, well, Judgment Day beat me up the other day." Oh, well, I mean, beat me down, because how do you really beat somebody up? You're beating them down. It's kind of like, why do you park in a driveway and drive on a driveway, or park on a driveway and drive on a parkway? So, you know, it's one of those play on words things. But I could go on and on about R-Truth. I could go on and on about Al Snow, but you know, you have those guys that come into Royal Rumble for just a few minutes and just get to relive that moment of excitement, get that pop.
Oh my God, like Booker T last year.
Mm-hmm. So, but man, this has been fun. This is exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I wanted. Thank you, everybody that stopped in today. I think at one point we were actually up like 7 viewers, which is our highest rated show yet live.
Nice.
So, look, I don't ever expect this show to do anything extraordinary. We're just two regular guys that like craft beer and like wrestling, and I barely.
I
like
know
craft
nothing
beer.
about wrestling. I talk on my ass most of the time, dude. I just watch it, and I'm like, all right, cool. If it works, it works. If not, whatever.
Look, I'm a student of the game, and what I mean by that is I can sit here and talk X's and O's football all day with you. And over the last few years, I've gotten inside the mind of a wrestler. I'm not a wrestler myself. Yes, I went to wrestling school, and when I was right out of high school, I did that for about 6 to 8 weeks. Paid a guy $2,500 out in Singer, Texas, beat the crap out of us, stretched us out, and went there one day, and he was gone. There was nothing left. So I don't claim to be some top-notch wrestler. I've never gotten really into the indies, but I did go to wrestling school. So trying to get inside of a wrestler's mind is something that I'm really interested in doing, and trying to think like they do and just getting the psychology of it. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, one of the best minds of the business. Roddy Piper.
Rip Razor.
Yeah, right. Roddy Piper, another great mind for the business. Ric Flair, another great mind for the business. Triple H. I could go on and on. But Bubba Ray Dudley, I quote him all the time because tell me he's wrong. Tell me he's wrong, because I will fight with you tooth and nail.
He's wrong.
We fight.
I don't listen or watch them. I really don't know.
I do, just because I want to get inside their head. I want to see what they're thinking. And that way, when the next Raw comes on, here's what I do. Peel back the curtain of whiskey. So here's what I do. What I will do is I will watch Monday Night Raw, and then I will listen to Busted Open. Okay, that's how my mind works. And I'll try to guess what Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray is that they call him. I'll try to guess what he's going to talk about, what he's going to point out. And
do they do their show immediately after Monday Night Raw, or is it on like Tuesdays?
It's normally the day after. I listen on Spotify. Now they are live on Sirius XM, but I listen on Spotify, so it's normally the day after. Sometimes it's Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray. Sometimes it's Dave LaGreca and Tommy Dreamer. Sometimes it's Mickey James and somebody else like Mark Henry. Then they have two other guys that fill in. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know y'all's names, but they have a show every single day of the week, and they talk wrestling. But when Bubba Ray Dudley, when Tommy Dreamer, when Dave LaGreca, when Mark Henry, when they're talking, I try to jump ahead to see what they're going to say and how they're going to approach things. Because again, these are Hall of Famers. These are guys that have been around the business for a while, and I want to get inside their mind and really see how they think and how they operate. And to me, it's fun. It's just like, going back to the name dropping here, but just like when I was talking to Nick Saban for that hour and a half when I was a kid, man, it really opened my eyes. And now when I watch football, I look at it in a completely different light. It's not just a game to me anymore. It's X's and O's. It's why is this guy here? Why is this guy lined up here? You and I were going back and forth one day and I was pissed off because they weren't using the middle of the field. It was the national championship game.
Yeah.
So it's fun, and it's good to come on here, drink beer, talk with Brews here, talk with the fans, talk with the listeners, talk with whoever is listening. And again, I know we're just two normal guys out of Dallas, Texas that don't know shit about shit, and it's fine. I'm okay with it, but it's a lot of fun. It really is. Man, I got nothing else. I'm about spent.
I've got nothing, bro.
Well, Bruce, real quick, because you've been posting like a madman on TikTok. Drop your TikTok. What is your TikTok that you've been posting on?
Brews with Steph.
Brews with Steph. Check it out. And
you know what? Hold up. I think if I can get on here. Hold up. I think that's the link.
There you go. Click on that link. Go check him out. He has been posting like crazy. And well, nope.
Nope. That ain't it.
That's not it. Never mind.
What about this one?
There you go.
There it goes.
All right. So go check out that link, that second link there. Go check him out and give him a like, give him a follow, subscribe, share it out. And man, this has been fun. This has been a
hell yeah, man.
Just what I needed tonight. Some really good beers, some really good chat, some it just flowing like crazy. My mind's racing like always. Bruce, thank you so much for everything that you do, man.
Hell yeah, brother.
As always, I'm Whisky.
I'm Brews.
He is the heart and soul of the show, guys. Don't forget it. And the producer and the guy in charge of our awesome graphics that he does. We're working on music for the end of the show. I can't get my mouse to work, or else I would have already ended the show. There it goes. All right. Catch you guys on the flip side. If you're not already following us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, Unpadded Podcast. We'll see you guys next time.